Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn from JessicaLynnOriginal Studios, and today I thought we'd do something a little Halloween style. So we went to the Dollar Tree, or the Dollar and a little bit more tree now, maybe that's what it should be called, and I found these really fun tea light candle holders. Now look how cool this is. It's got a little metal piece that the candle light can just go right in there, and it's a nice piece of glass. Like, it's a really beautiful little jar. Now let me show you what I found also. I'm not a big fan of throwing the real candles in there because I'm always afraid, like with the kids, they'll knock it over. So those were $1 at the Dollar Tree. So literally, I think it what, $2.50 plus some tax or something. And this is so easy to make. Now I found this design actually out on Etsy, but you could use any kind of sentiment. We are a huge fan of Disney's Boo to You parade, which is part of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which starts today. Today, believe it or not, August 12th of 2022, today is day one of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is absolutely crazy to me. So Halloween's here, guys. So basically what I did was I purchased the design, I downloaded it right from Etsy. Went from there right to my printer, and then what I'm doing is, you can see I'm scanning it into the Brother Scan and Cut, because I'm going to create the cut lines so that I can tell it to cut this out of vinyl. Now what's really nice about that is that I can design anything, scan it in, off I go. So you can see the Brother Scan and Cut is just thinking about that for a minute, and what it will do is actually find all the lines. So if you have done, again, if you have done anything else with vinyl, it's the same. What I love about the Brother Scan and Cut is that it will find all of that for me. So it's super easy for me to be able to just print it off and import it in, scan it, and off it goes. So right now you can see I'm just narrowing it down, and then I'm going to tell it to go ahead and cut with lines. There we go. We're going to stretch that out just a little bit because I don't want anything cut off. Then we're going to save it. Save it to the computer. You could save it to, there is a cloud version you could use, but I always just save it right to the Brother Scan and Cut, and then I only, clean up how many I'm going to do. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to merge the design. I want it to be one solid piece. So there we go. We're just going to do that. There we go. Poof. There we go. So basically what I did was I turned it into one piece because I want to be able to go ahead and move it around. Otherwise, if I didn't do that, it could have multiple files together, and it does that so that if you wanted to cut it out in different colors, and you can see there now it's all one. I've got it lined up in the corner. So now all I'm going to do is take my vinyl, and the vinyl that I found it on Amazon. It was a large batch of, I think I got like 50 sheets of it. It wasn't very expensive. I want to say it was maybe 20 bucks. But it had all different colors. So it had some metallic, some black. Like this one I'm going to use is actually a matte black. It is one of my favorite vinyls just because it's kind of fun. It almost looks like leather. It's very weird, but it's very cool. Sometimes these mattes, and I'm sure any of you that have used them for the Cricut or for the Brother Scan Cut know that they don't hold their stick forever. And so what I found is if I use a little of the little tape there, you can see I just make sure that it's nice and taut and it's holding it on there, because otherwise it'll drag. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out that design. You can see there it goes. Now it's funny because in this light it almost looks gray, but it really is more of like a matte black. And you can see how cool. I had just changed my blade, so it was flying through this. And it's going to cut the design. Now it's a very narrow design, so this is one where I have to take a lot of time to make sure that I'm putting it on there right. You will want to have some of that contact paper to be able to pick up the design, to be able to put down the release. It'll make more sense when I show it to you. But putting it on the actual glass, like votive with the candle, oh my gosh, this looks so cool. And it's such a fun way to decorate easy without worrying about a fire in your house, but to add some Halloween. And I know you might say, Jess, it might be a little early for this, but here's the thing. We've only got, people start decorating pretty early for Halloween. And if you have to make something, even there you want to have a little extra time, right? So you can see right now I'm just taking out those big center letters. But look at how beautiful. That's really some very small cuts that I see like on that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try and get those things there. It was sticking a little bit. This time the mat actually did stick pretty well. There we go. So move that, but it like wants to stay there. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that bottom part of the letter B. There we go. So cute. And if you haven't seen the Boo to You parade, I mean, literally, probably after tonight, it will be all over YouTube because every Disney person who's there will probably put it up. It is one of the best parades, I think. It's so much fun. So now we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be... Basically, what'll happen is this will stick, and then all of the backing comes off, and then when you go to stick it onto the votive, or the candle, it'll go on clean, and I won't lose any of the dimensions. Many videos ago, when I first got the Brothers Scan and Cut, I didn't know that I needed that paper. Yeah, didn't know. And should have watched more videos like this, right? But I didn't know, and it just was a hot mess. So, but once it's on there, we're going to go ahead and get that all peeled off. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to say, if you like any of the videos we produced, we do a lot of different types of videos. I love being creative, crafty, going on adventures and traveling. So be sure to subscribe to our channel. There's a little red icon down at the bottom right. Just go ahead and click on that. Costs nothing. Just sends you an email anytime you're on YouTube reminding you we have a video. It'll pop up in your feed. But it won't, unless you have the settings to do it, it won't actually email you. So now I'm just going to clean the mat off because I highly encourage never leave the little pieces on there, especially when your mat's still sticky, because it will not come back off. So I did clean the jar down, so you can see it's all nice and clean, although then I put my fingerprints on it, right? Now these actually came with batteries in them, which is nice. And again, I got them at the Dollar Tree, so it was $1. I just got to pull that little piece out. There we go. Uh-oh. Is that one not working? There we go. Okay. Ta-da! Probably can't see it, but there it is, right? And it flickers, which is the coolest thing. Kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean moment. So again, that was only $1 for the 2 of them. And or whatever it is now. And then the little votive, or the candle holder, was also the same price. So let's just turn that off for now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, lay it on its side, and then what we're going to do is organize. I didn't want it to roll. So I put the inks on either side so it wouldn't move. And I'm going to line it up because I want it to be right on with the... There we go. Now we're going to decide where we want it. And this is one of those, once you do it, you're done. So take your time, make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. And then we're going to stick it all on there. And it does have a curve at the top, so we will have to just take a little bit more time to give it a little love to make sure that everything lays flat. Oh, I don't know how I got it back off. Yay me, right? So I can realign it. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and scrape it on there. And you can see I'm just rubbing it on. We just really want it to stick nice and good. And I actually put these all over the house. Sometimes I'll make them for different, themes, like if we have a skeleton theme, or we've done different movies, like Stranger Things, stuff like that. You could make really fun small votives for really inexpensive. Well, okay, mine is the Brothers Scan and Cut. But you could make it for fairly inexpensive. There are people, just so you know, if you don't have a Brothers Scan and Cut, if you go on Etsy, there are people that actually sell where they'll cut these shapes and images out for you, which is kind of cool because then you don't have to invest in the machine. But if you think you're going to make a lot of these, I mean, I think it's a pretty darn good purchase, and I use it for not only card making, but for my regular crafting too. Alright, so as I'm taking it off, you can see I'm just going to go ahead and smooth it on really good because I just want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. There we go. Taking our time. Here we go. Don't make the mistake I did of trying to peel things off too fast, because especially with these tiny little cuts, it will fall apart. So take your time, no rush. I mean, the craft itself is super simple, so, no need to rush through it. There we go. We're almost done. And I'm just going to say it even went on better than I hoped, or that I thought it might. I love this. I think it is so cool. And it is a dark black. It just looks weird on the light there. But so now what we're going to do is just double check, make sure everything is permanently on there, especially those tiny little pieces on top. And then what we're going to do, let me just turn that light off, get that candle in there. Wait until you see this. Now, you could do this with anything. So any kind of silhouette that you cut out, you could make wedding. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh my gosh, you could make these for a wedding. You could put their names on it or something, or if the table number or something, you put a number. It's really up to you how you want to do this. And the best part, again, is that it's not a real candle, so you don't have to worry about a kid knocking it over. But I can tell you at night, when it's really, really dark in the room, it looks so cool. And the best part was, it was super inexpensive. So you could change this out with every season. There you go, look at that. Boo to you. I love it. I love it. This is so fun. But yeah, so you could change it out with every season. You could make different ones for Halloween, different rooms, match different themes. You know, it would be really cool to have a whole bunch of these, like on Trick or Treat at night, you know, and maybe spell something out that the kids have to figure out what the word is. Oh, that would be really cool. If you did a whole, like, I don't know, a bunch of words, or a word that they only got the candy if they figured out what it said. That would be fun. So again, I share all of this with you not to say that you have to go and make this identical item, although obviously you could go on Etsy, download the image and do that. But I share this so that you can think about even bigger and better things that you could create. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Jessica. I'm the owner of JessicaLynnOriginal.com, and I went ahead and put a couple of videos up for you to take a look at. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, you can click on that little picture, or on the bottom right hand side there's a subscribe button in red. Thank you again, guys. Take care.